Anytime the water temperature is colder than your skin temperature, your body will lose heat to the water. Divers must wear a thermal protection diving suit in all but the warmest of waters. It is essential to wear the right thermal protection for the conditions where you dive. When you grow cold underwater, you lose your ability to perform at your best. Heat loss underwater affects your ability to think, and you fatigue rapidly. Cold water is a contributing factor in many diving accidents. It is essential to wear what feels right for you rather than what someone tells you to wear. In the warmest tropical waters, you might be able to dive in just a skin suit. In colder water, you will need a wetsuit. In the coldest waters, dry suits are the most effective form of thermal insulation. Dive suits also protect you from cuts, scrapes, and stings. Even if the water isn't cold, you should wear some type of protective covering to avoid injuries and sunburn. To determine what kind of dive skin you are buying, it is important to ask what materials are used to make the suit. Two common materials are Lycra and Polartec. By themselves, Lycra dive skins provide minimal thermal protection. Lycra dive skins, like wetsuits, provide almost no protection from the wind, especially when wet. Dive suits of Polartec provide the warmth of a thin neoprene wetsuit without the need to wear as much weight to compensate for the buoyancy of the suit. Wetsuits are made from neoprene, which is a synthetic rubber filled with thousands of tiny gas bubbles. Neoprene provides good insulation in many diving situations. Wetsuits are the most widely used thermal protection for divers because of their simplicity and relatively low initial cost. To work properly, a wetsuit must fit your body quite precisely and snugly. Once you enter the water, a thin layer of water is trapped between your skin and the inner surface of your suit. The water is then warmed to your skin temperature, and the insulating suit keeps you and the water warm. The thicker the wetsuit, the greater the insulation. The most popular thickness for warm water is 3 millimeters. In colder waters, most divers prefer a thickness of 7 millimeters or greater. Shorty wetsuits are popular in tropical waters, while in colder waters, Farmer John and a step-in jacket combination are used. Dry suits are preferred for colder water. Dry suits keep you dry by using a combination of a neck seal, wrist seals, and waterproof zipper. With some non-neoprene dry suits, you wear underwear under the suit to add insulation and keep you warm. The underwear traps air between your skin and the suit. We can place dry suits into two broad categories: neoprene suits and shell suits. There is a functional difference between them. Foam neoprene suits possess the insulating and buoyancy characteristics of a typical wetsuit. Shell suits function solely as a water-excluding garment with no inherent insulation or buoyancy. While diving, you control the amount of air in your dry suit with an inflator valve, which allows you to add air to the suit, and an exhaust valve, which allows you to bleed air from the suit. The most common location for the inflator is in the middle of the chest, so it will not interfere with the BC jacket. The exhaust valve is a low-profile valve that usually automatically vents air as you ascend. A common locator for the exhaust is on the outside of the left arm. When you dive with a dry suit, you must always wear a BC. You use the dry suit for buoyancy control and the BC for surface flotation and for backup buoyancy control. Thermal protection for your head is critical when you are diving. In cold water, you can lose a significant amount of body heat through your head alone. The general guidelines when deciding what type of diving suit to wear are: for 27 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees Fahrenheit and warmer water, a skin suit is recommended. For 24 to 27 degrees centigrade, 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit waters, a 2 mm to 3 mm wetsuit or shorty is recommended. For 13 to 24 degrees centigrade, 55 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit waters, a 5 mm to 7 mm full wetsuit is suggested. As the water gets colder, you also need to wear a hood and gloves. For 2 degrees centigrade to 35 degrees Fahrenheit and colder waters, special training and equipment are needed. You should rinse a diving suit with fresh water after every diving day. Rinse dive skins and wetsuits inside and out. You should store your wetsuits on wide hangers especially designed for wetsuits, or unfolded lying flat. If the inside of a dry suit is completely dry, you only need to rinse the outside of the dry suit. With neoprene suits, you need to rinse both the inside and outside of the suit. You should lubricate dry suit zippers with only paraffin wax or beeswax. Your dry suit with its valves, zippers, and seals should be inspected annually by a qualified repair technician.